Okay, we're going to talk about a charging order and what that is. A charging order offers asset protection to members of LLCs and partners in limited partnerships, for example. And here's how it works. And just to give you a little background, I've been in the asset protection field since 1991. Our company started in 1906, and I believe we have over 65,000 clients in our database. I believe we're the largest asset protection and international company formation firm worldwide. And let's go ahead and talk about the charging order protection. The charging order protection means that when you, let's say you are the member of a limited liability company in, let's say, Wyoming, for example, okay? So you own, or you are the member of a Wyoming LLC. Wyoming statutes say that when you are sued personally, not when your business is sued, when you're sued personally, that's what a charging order relates to, is when you're sued personally, when a member is sued personally. Let's say you rear end somebody in your car and you're sued for way more than your liability limits on your insurance. So you could lose everything that isn't tied down. Okay? So the statutes in Wyoming say whatever you hold in the Wyoming LLC is protected from that lawsuit. So the most that a judgment creditor, if they win a lawsuit against you and become a judgment creditor, the most they could get is a charging order against your interest in the LLC. So if you own 100% of it, 100% interest in the LLC. If you own 50%, then your 50% interest is charged with a charging order. So the charging order generally states that whatever you pay yourself out of that LLC as a distribution of the profits, if you distribute the profits out of it, so you have a checking account for your Wyoming LLC, and you write a check to yourself as a distribution of profits from the LLC, theoretically, the people who sued you would get that. But here's something else. You are not required to make a distribution to yourself. They cannot force you to make a distribution. They cannot take your membership interest away from you. And they cannot jump in and become managers of the LLC, even if you're the only one. And that's in Wyoming, Delaware, and Nevada. So the charging order protection offers asset protection for the LLC itself and the assets held therein. Okay? That's charging order protection. Now it goes a step further. Let's say that you have $200,000 invested in a stock market portfolio in this LLC. Okay, so, and let's say it's making, say 10% a year in a mutual fund, and so it's producing $20,000 per year in this particular year. So the $20,000, if you take it out and distribute it to yourself, it would theoretically go to your opponents. So if you keep it in, that's perfectly fine. They can't force you to do anything else. Now here's another booby trap with the charging order protection. Revenue ruling 77-137, in other words, a revenue ruling that occurred in 1977, it was the 137th ruling that year, states that whoever has the right to receive the distributions, the profit from the LLC, from a flow-through entity such as a LLC or limited partnership, needs to pay the taxes on that profit, whether they receive it or not. So in other words, you as the member of the LLC decide not to distribute profits that would be paid to these other people if you did. They have to pay the taxes even though it remains in your company. Okay? Now, so in other states besides Nevada, Wyoming, and Delaware, as of this recording, you have to have 2 or more members in order to enjoy that protection. If there's only one member in, let's say, California, they could theoretically get the charging order and then foreclose on your interest and take the company and its assets. So in other jurisdictions besides those 3, you have to have 2 or more members. Now, another jurisdiction that offers even superior protection to that is the Caribbean island of Nevis. Now, that offers the best protection, and I've done tremendous research. I've probably written more asset protection articles than anybody on the planet. And I've seen the Nevis, N-E-V-I-S, that's a southeast of the tip of Florida in the Caribbean, offers the strongest asset protection of any LLC I've seen. So you have a charging order there, and you can have a 1-member LLC. The charging order falls off in just a matter of a few years, and you have the benefit of if somebody sues you, sues and tries to get a charging order against you, the courts can force the creditor to post a bond. It could be $100,000, it could be $50,000, it could be $400,000, but they would have to post a bond before they can get before they can sue you for fraudulently conveying assets into the LLC. And even if they do this, which we have never had a client face this predicament, they have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you put the assets in there to convey them away from your creditor. You could have other reasons, like for estate planning or international diversification, that you could give that are certainly acceptable reasons that aren't fraudulent conveyance reasons. So that's the strongest LLC asset protection is the Nevis LLC, and that's what a charging order is, and that's what charging order protection offers you, asset protection from lawsuits. Step it up a notch, you have a Nevis trust owning that Nevis LLC, so that when the U.S. courts say, give me the money, the trustee has stepped in and says, sorry, you don't have jurisdiction down here. So the Nevis trust owning the Nevis LLC offers even superior protection to the Nevis LLC alone. So that's the charging order protection.